in the interim of shifting places, that building actually burnt down. Literally my building caught on fire a week before we were like moving. That's a whole other experience.
It's a hot business.
Yeah, it was so hot. Yeah.
Every time I hear Pyramid Scheme, do you watch The Office?
Yes, of course.
So when Jim's like, Michael's it's like selling to them,
Yes.
and he's like,
Charles the
okay,
Triangle.
yeah, he goes, okay, can you just write it out for me? I'm trying to understand it. And he's like, so how is this not a pyramid scheme? He's What is going on, guys? We are back with another episode of the What's Your Hustle podcast. Today we have Steph Novak. She is a 3-time entrepreneur. I don't know if that's the way we're going to say it, but that's the way we're saying it now.
Let's go for it.
CB Studio and Suites, Coven Salon, and the Ritual Spa.
That's right.
Wow. You got a lot, huh?
I manage a lot, yes.
It's nice. And just from talking off camera, you also have 2 kids.
Uh-huh.
So, and married. You have
2 times married.
have a whole bunch of fun stuff.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a fun schedule. Like, I would love to see like the calendar of like, hey, I'm going here and doing all this.
Thankfully, I do keep a calendar because I run around every day. I drop my kids off at school. I hit the suites. I hit Coven. I hit the Ritual Spa. It's just like a triangle all day, every day.
Makes sense. Is there like a routine to it? We're jumping right in.
Yeah.
So is there like a routine like, all right, I got to hit the suites in the morning, then I'm going to stop by Coven, make sure everyone's good there, and then I'm going to the Ritual Spa, or like vice versa?
Well, after I drop the kids off, the suites is the first location I can hit. So, and then Coven is
Efficiency.
Yeah.
See, that's
Got to make it make sense.
That's why you're a 3-time entrepreneur. Okay. So there's a lot to kind of go down. Let's start with the suites.
Yeah.
Because that one seems like we'll work through your day, right?
Okay.
We stop at the suites.
Yeah.
We'll stop at the suites first. So tell me a little bit about it. Like what is the premise? Like I know, but I want to make sure I'm on par with the vision you have. So just give me kind of like a quick rundown.
Yeah, so we opened the suites in March 2024, and the concept is new to the area, but not new to beauty professionals in general. But we were the first in Winchester to bring that sort of business concept in. So we have 10 units there, and they are rented out by licensed beauty professionals. They are able to operate independently. I am just their landlord. They can design their space. They can run their business however they want. It's completely hands off, but it's set up so that people who are looking to grow but don't want a huge facility, all the overhead, all the headache and whatnot, can go in and start running their business quickly.
That's really interesting. That I find it very interesting because a couple things, hot terms that you drop there. First in Winchester. So we're the first podcast studio in Winchester. So it's like, all right, okay. But I like that business model, one, from your perspective, obviously, but from a startup perspective, right? So from somebody that's like, hey, I know I want to do this. I need a place to do it. I don't want to work out of my garage anymore, out of my basement. But I also don't want the responsibility of like this huge upkeep, the rent that comes with it, responsibilities. So this is kind of like that starting point.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
People think, especially in my industry, it's like, oh, well, I'm really good at doing hair and I'm doing well behind the chair. And so what's the next step? I built my clientele, so where do I go from here? Oh, well, I should open an entire salon. But that's not everybody's vision. But they want more. So where do they go? What do they do? And so that's what the suites offers, you know. And then also opening a business is very expensive. And and it is a lot of work. And so the suites gives that opportunity for people who, you know, are ready to grow, they want something more, and they can just start doing it.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. It's like, hey, here's the next step. It's not a big step, but it's enough to where you can kind of get a feel for what's to come if you want to keep going that route, or if you're like, hey, I'm comfortable, I'm just going to kind of be a one-man wrecking crew and run my show
Mm-hmm.
on a smaller scale. It's not, I say this to a lot of people, especially non-entrepreneurs, and I'm not trying to
Yeah.
exclude, but it's like there's some, especially in videography, there's some people that just want, hey, I just want to take pictures. I just want to make a good video.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do the business. I don't want to do everything. I'm just going to be the contractor. And that's how I'm going to operate. I'm going to make my money that way. Obviously, they'll have to have some type of business to, make sure that they're in good standing with, the important people.
Yeah.
But outside of that, they're not like, hey, I'm not trying to grow a brand. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. If that's something you don't want to do, then it's not for you because it's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
But having that opportunity, and it sounds like in this situation, it's like, okay, I know I love cutting hair. I want the freedom to be able to make my own rules, set my own hours, do what I want to do. But I don't want to have to because from my understanding, the way salons typically work, and I know it's not every one of them, and this is, a hint for what's coming next. What we're talking about is usually you rent your chair. Like you rent your chair and then you have
commission.
Yeah. So this sounds like it's like, hey, you get a little more freedom, right? Obviously the rent is on you. You are responsible for it. So if you don't want to work, you only want to work one day a week, then that's fine. You have to figure that out. But that's very interesting. So is it just salon type businesses or like hair professionals, or is it other industries?
Yeah, so we have a massage therapist there. We have an esthetician. We have a nail tech. So it's not just hairstylists. It's like licensed, beauty and spa professionals.
That field. Interesting. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And good for them getting out there. So for us, I guess for me, I started out of my basement. I was like, I don't need I want a low overhead. I'll just work from my house. I had a little office / studio where I did stuff. And then it was kind of like that point I was like, man, I kind of have to have meetings and I don't want to bring people into my house. And then it's kind of weird. And then we had some stuff happen outside of the business. We sold our house, moved in, and the whole thing. And I was like, well, I need somewhere, right? I need somewhere to put an address. I need somewhere to have a store gear, everything. And we got into this like little small area, small room. It was in the Bright Center on the Walking Mall. And I got in there and I was like, this is great. I don't need any more than this. It's very cheap, very inexpensive. It wasn't cheap. It was still a good place.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what I need. Very similar situation. It's like, I just come in, I can kind of do my thing, have a place to set the gear and kind of go from there. And then the idea blossomed of like studios and this, and I had a bigger dream of like building this to be bigger than what it is. I was like, well, we're definitely going to need more real estate. So that's where we then moved to a bigger location, and now we're here in this one. But it's that same idea as like, I started small. I got figured out what direction I wanted to go, because if I still went hey, I'm just going to be my own videographer, contract out, that space would have been perfect.
Yeah.
And it's still a really good space. But knowing what we wanted to do, where we wanted to go, and the growth, kind of like okay, now I want to run my own salon.
Yeah.
Very similar. It's like, okay, now I want to kind of have a studio where we kind of work out of. So good for, that's nice. That was a long way for me to say, I can see the path, and it's nice because it gives you the flexibility of having more ownership and responsibility in what you're doing. You kind of get you decide the brand, you're building it yourself. You are your own, you're not underneath somebody else's.
Yeah.
But you also don't have the full responsibility of rent and utilities
And employees.
Yeah. We love them. Exactly. So, all right, that's business number one. We're a quarter of the way there. So let's talk about Coven Salon.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure this is how we got connected many moons ago. Was through Coven Salon doing some work. We actually kind of did like not a trifecta. It was.
Yeah, we've done them all.
Yeah, we've worked with all so tell me a little bit about Coven Salon. Give me the quick rundown. I know from what we've talked about, like my wife goes there all the time.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where, like I was saying, there's always a lineup where we get connected and somehow our hair needs to be done at the same time. I don't know if you're messaging her or if she's just like
subliminally.
It's just wavelengths. So tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah. So I've I've actually owned a salon since 2010.
Okay.
And
In Winchester.
Owned a
Okay.
salon since 2010. And I worked behind the chair and I took clients and I worked in my business for many years. And COVID happened and my industry shifted a ton during that time. With the shutdowns and, not being able to work and whatnot.
That shift, was it a lot of people going towards like at home studio or like moving away from like in a salon to where they're kind of doing their own thing? Or was it like, what do you mean by that shift?
So, my industry shifted in that hairstylists were like so used to working nonstop, burning yourself out.
Okay.
And I feel like the industry in general just said like, hold on a second. Like clearly everybody needs us. Everybody's upset that they can't get their hair done. Let's go about things differently coming
So
back.
it's more of like a mindset.
Definitely a total
Gotcha.
mind shift.
Okay. Okay.
And so during that time, because we all had time to reflect and whatnot, I started reflecting. And so I had, owned my salon for a number of years. It was under another name. And I was like, this doesn't work for me anymore. And I'm ready to do something different. And so I remember looking at my husband and saying, I want to get another building and I want to rebrand because I don't feel like what we have going on is a reflection of who I am and who I want to be anymore.
So you owned your own salon.
Mm-hmm.
This was still owning that same, like that ownership, or was this like, did you stop working there and work with somebody else and then say, I want to go back to owning my own salon? I guess my question is like that rebranding. Was it just like, hey, I want something fresh, new, or?
So it's kind of funny. No, I mean, one day the name of my salon was Copper Top and we were located on Boscawen Street.
Okay.
And then, we, were doing a build out on where we are located now.
Okay.
And, in the interim of shifting places, that building actually burnt down. Literally my building caught on fire a week before we were like moving. That's a whole other experience.
It's a hot business.
Yeah, it was so hot. And we opened like the next day under a new name with a whole new vision and a whole new mindset. And so it went from Copper Top to Coven.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask why, and I'll give a little my thought process,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, with doing marketing, with branding, and helping other businesses, as you grow, you build the clientele, right? You build the loyal followers and the community.
Yeah.
And what I've seen, not directly with people we work with, but just seeing how business operates. There's one, I cannot remember the business. I think it was somewhere around here where for years they had a business. I can't remember. I won't even try to remember the name because I don't want to throw anybody on the bus. But for out of the blue, they rebranded, changed name. And then within a year and I was like, it doesn't make any sense because they were so good. And with the rebranding, same ownership, same staff, same everything, people thought, oh, it changed hands. So now I don't want to go there anymore. And you're kind of like starting over. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, if you have this brand already established, you have people coming in, why make the switch?
Yeah. So when I opened Copper Top, I was 23 years old.
Okay.
I named the salon after the dog I had with my first husband.
Okay.
During that time, I owned that salon for 5 years. And a lot went on in my life. So I got divorced. I struggled with substance abuse during that time. I had to abruptly close the business and close the business. I ended up reopening the business under the same name. And I just felt like it wasn't a reflection of who I was or what I wanted to be anymore. And it was time to, even though we had like an established clientele, I wanted to give them a whole different experience. And I didn't feel like I could do that under that old name.
Kind of like changing the vibe,
Yep,
changing
completely
the
different.
mindset. The past is the past.
Yep.
We're starting fresh. Did you reach out to clientele and be like, hey?
Oh, they all knew. Yeah.
Fair.
They all
Yeah.
knew it
Well, I guess
was
if,
coming.
like,
Yeah.
if you're, because you are right now, from what I can see, you are the face of Coven in a lot of these places. So, you probably have a good relationship with your, you have one-offs where people probably come in, but the people that keep coming back, they know you as Steph. They know you as who you are, and they know your staff. So if something were to change, they're like, oh, the name's changing, but not the people. Okay, whatever. I don't care.
Oh, yeah,
I'll go change it to whatever you want. I'm still gonna come by and get my hair done. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense, and I can see that. That makes like, there's a lot of negative vibes attached to the first name. Let's get a fresh mindset, new. Did you change like branding colors, like the word, like you just want all of it, just kind of, that's so terrifyingly exciting.
It was, we would be in there and, we did a lot of work in there, and we were like demoing, and like during that time, this really beautiful like shift was happening for me, where I told you I owned a business for a long time and I worked in it. The mindset started to happen where I was like, I want to work on my business.
Yep.
Okay. So I would be in there and I was doing this demo work, and I'd be listening to podcasts specific to my industry. And I just was like, well, I want to do that. I'm going to do those things. I'm going to do these things now. And so when we closed that chapter in that salon, and even though it was a day later when they walked into Coven, we created an entirely different experience. We started, even though these clients had been with me for years, they didn't know what to expect coming in my doors. And that was
like fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so immediately they saw, this is different.
Yeah. That's very, my wheels are turning. I'm like, man, that's gotta be like, because you're in the same industry, you're doing the same thing, you're providing, when you kind of boil it down, you're providing the same service, you are the same person. It's not like you changed personalities, right? But it's like, it's still like starting over, which sometimes, and it sounds like it kind of worked out, obviously, is like, sometimes that works, and sometimes it does, it that fresh vibe, that new feel, it opens the door for people that like, okay, this is new, but it's still the same core, which is very interesting. It's just a different, because like, it kind of going back to what I said, it's like, and I guess it's around the vibe of the previous name, right? Of the previous business is like, we're moving away from that. We're changing.
Yeah.
It sounds like you went through a little bit of stuff. So maybe it's like, for me, was it more of like, hey, this is going to kind of help me get through what I'm getting through, where it's like, whenever I am connected to that previous business or hear that name, it kind of brings back that memories and mindset where it's like, this is fresh. We're moving forward.
Yeah.
Not looking in the rear view, looking through the windshield type.
I felt like I had done so much work, like growing on the inside and moving so far away from where I was at that time in my life. I'm 23. I'm starting my first business. I didn't even tell anybody I was opening a salon. Okay. Because I didn't think anybody would take me seriously at 23 years old.
Really?
Oh, you're going to open a salon at 23?
Yeah. Like, that's a fun little hobby.
Yes. I
can't see that.
No.
Sorry.
No, for certain. I just thought, I was just like embarrassed, even though it was like a big, yes, I was. I just thought.
I think that plays into the mindset that people have about running a business, running a business, being a business owner. Because I even there's some people that still in my life that are like, kind of like, oh, how's it going?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's actually going pretty well. Like, we're doing great. Like, we're in a good spot. We're making good connections, building relationships. Like, this is really kind of grown into what it is now, obviously, but it's like, they still like, oh, nice, your hobby's taken off. And I'm like, yeah, my hobby. And like, my eyes like twitching, like, because like there's a lot that goes into this, right? Especially when you start getting into, and it sounds like with Coven Salon, it's like you have employees, like you have people that you're responsible for. Like you are the provider of their livelihood. So
I take that very seriously.
That's awesome. That's good. Because if you didn't, I would kick you out. No, I'm just kidding. So tell me a little bit about like, so we mentioned the typical framework for a salon is rent commission or renting out chairs. I don't know the proper term, but you do it a little bit different. Walk me through that.
So, well, Coven, everybody's commission.
Okay.
Yeah. And then at the studio suites, they're all independent.
Okay. So, yep. Okay. I'm keeping up. So so how does that work from the Coven's perspective? So they come in, they work with you, you kind of help, like they're a part of the brand, but they also like their individual self as well.
Yes. So we really lean into encouraging people to do the services that they most enjoy.
Good. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So instead of, hey, you need to do this thing that you don't actually enjoy, but we as a business like need, you're just going to have to get over it. And then the quality of your work isn't necessarily ideal because you don't feel passion behind it or whatever. We allow them to do the services that they actually enjoy doing, and so when they're posting on social media, they can put that sort of stuff out there.
So they have their own individual marketing that they do for themselves, like social media they'll post, or is it more of like they're posting in support of Coven? If that makes sense.
I feel like we all work together as a team. So they post, I post, we reshare, we strength in numbers sort of deal. So we all lean in to help and support each other, and so the person that's coming on that is building their book, that is working on growing a clientele, we offer them support with social media. We help them refine how they take their pictures and whatnot. We nurture them and guide them so that they can get to a place where it's instinctual, they feel more comfortable doing all of those things, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's good because like, and we've talked about it with other things off camera.
Yeah.
It's like you have to kind of like, you have to support the growth, right? You have to kind of do the things of the not fun things, more of like the marketing and the pushing. Because like, it's good to kind of be like, hey, I'm just going to kind of do my thing.
Yeah.
But that team aspect, like, hey, we're all trying to help each other here. If one's successful, we want everybody to be successful. Obviously, certain people might do better than others, but the idea is like, as a team, we can collectively bring everybody to the table, not just the select few that push more. So,
and like something I say to them all the time is, I will fill your plate before I fill my plate, because if you're eating, I'm eating too.
Oh, no. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And there's a saying, it's kind of gone like somewhat trendy on social media, where it's like, I look in your cup to make sure you have enough.
Oh yeah.
You look in mine to see how much I have. I'm 100%
We're not
the first
same.
one. I want to know what you have or what's in your cup, because if I can put a little bit more in there, like if I can help you, if I can bring you on a shoot, if I can connect you with something, like somebody, I want to do that before anything. And I think for us specifically, that mindset since day one, it took a little bit of I had to really get used to it, change the mindset. Like I would even say for the first like 6 months, I was like, I'm going solo. I'm not working with anybody. I'm doing this by myself. I don't care. I don't want to hear anybody. Everybody's competition. And then I had one conversation with Gus and Jose. And I deliberately dropped their names because whenever I tell a story, I always want to make sure I mention them because they changed my entire mindset. So they reached out to me. I don't remember. We got connected through a mutual Facebook group for videographers. And actually, I had them on the show. I don't know if we talked about it. I can't remember. They were like episode like 1 or 2, something at the very beginning. but they reached out to me, or we got connected. I was trying to get into, because this was right around the time that I was moving away from weddings and trying to get into more of the corporate, the marketing, the social media. And I posted a question or something, and they sent me a message, and they said, hey, we want to, help you out, talk to you a little bit. Can you join this meeting?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So I join the meeting and I get in there, and I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I've said like maybe 3 words to these people. And so we get in there, and they sat on a meeting with me for 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
And they walked me through their process of how they do everything, how they film, what they do, the whole thing. This is how we learned it. This is who, go talk to this person. They run a course, go work, whatever, and at the end of they got done, and I was like, okay, so how much is all this? There's got to be a dollar amount on it. You're not going to just randomly reach out to me on social media, drop all this information, and then not charge me for it. What's the catch? Where's the sale?
Yeah.
I know it's around here somewhere. He's like, no, you're good. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, let's just stay connected, because they're somewhat local to, they're in Maryland a little bit. So they saw it as we're just trying to build our network. And if we can build our network to help each other, why not? And I was like, so hold on a second. You're doing you just did this 2-hour-long meeting for free. Nothing, no personal intention in it whatsoever. They're like, yeah, we just want to give, we see somebody that needs help or is looking for help, wants to learn, wants to grow. So why not help? And I was like, all right, what's going on here? I was like, all right, where are the cameras?
Yeah.
What's going on? And they're like, no, it's good. We just, we want to connect with you. We want to build our network. If you need us for anything, we're a phone call away. Even job, if you need second shooters, if you need anybody. And I was like, this is crazy. And I took I'm pretty sure I even talked to Bree, my wife, and was like, something weird just happened. I don't know. I was so thrown off about this whole thing. And it took a couple days of reliving that moment. I was like, maybe that's the secret. I found the secret to a little bit of success is having that mindset of let me help you. I'm not going to look for anything in return and see what happens. And I ran with that a little bit, showed a little growth. I was like, oh, we have found the key. So now I try to do that with everybody that we work with. It's look, I'll even say it on calls. We have our deliverables, right? You reached out to us, or we reach out to you to do something, a specific task.
Yeah.
But man, if I'm not trying to always go above and beyond for everybody we work with, because they might not see it directly, but it's there. I'm thinking of ways. I'm pushing their name. I'm talking about, we have a real estate agent that we work with where he's doing a little bit of a reoccurring project to kind of talk to businesses and kind of get out there. So I'm actively okay, how do I connect him with we come in contact with businesses all the time.
Yeah.
I've grown a good relationship. How do I make this work? And not because it's if he doesn't have a business, then he's not going to work with us. It's let's get him some cool businesses. So it's just that mindset.
Yeah.
It's just making sure that, I'm looking in your cup because I want to make sure you're good. And in return, hopefully putting that good vibe into the world.
Yeah.
Somebody's looking into my cup to make sure that it's full as well.
Yeah.
So, I like it.
I feel that.
Yeah, it's refreshing, because I think in today's world, and you probably see a lot with other entrepreneurs and other businesses, it's everyone has this mindset of it's got to be cutthroat. It's got to it's either me or you, and there's no in between. We're not working together. I know of another company that they have people sign non-competes and I'm like, no, why would I do that? It just doesn't make sense to me, because at the end of the day, there's plenty of work out there for everybody, right? In your situation, there's plenty of hair to be cut. There's plenty of people that need help. So it's there's plenty of businesses that need spaces to work out of. Why am I going to sit here and not work towards everybody getting what they need? So, sorry, I went off on a tangent.
No, it's
there.
okay.
I was you struck a nerve.
Yeah.
But it's that mindset. I think that's the biggest thing. And it's worked with us.
Yeah.
This is how we got to where we are.
Yeah.
And so, all right. I stole the show a little bit. Sorry. Coven Salon. So, because I'm going to need my haircut eventually.
I can tell.
Yeah. I've been keeping it up myself, but I think it's time to maybe move on to a more professional route. So how can people reach out? How can people connect? Can they book online?
All of those things.
And disclosure, I didn't ask about the suites before because it sounds like you're jam-packed already.
Yeah.
Fortunately, but unfortunately.
All the space is full.
Yeah. Do you have like a waiting list, or is it
Yeah.
like, that's pretty cool. That's the name of the game. So, all right, we'll switch back to Coven.
Yeah.
How do people book? Can they message?
So, definitely follow us on social media because we're very funny and entertaining.
Absolutely.
All the
If
time.
you have not looked at the Instagram page, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
The skits are on point.
I try.
There's a little, I don't know
Oh, God.
if this was told or we haven't really shared it with anybody. We've done a couple skits ourselves.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if I know
We
the
inspired
conversation,
you.
you guys inspired us to like, all right, we got to do something, kind of break that informational, everyone's pushing stuff on social media.
Yeah.
So we did a Halloween one, turned out fantastic. And then when we did photos with Santa, we did a one for that, same thing. So now we're like, all right, we got to work these in. We want to provide value, but I've been known to make people laugh from time to time. So, the Halloween one was hilarious. It was Artie's idea. He was like, what do you think about this? And then that's where you guys was like, oh yeah, that's kind of like what Coven does. Like they kind of play on this like funny skit, like little trendy, little kind of come up with your own ideas. And then it kind of blossomed into the Halloween one we did. And then we're like, well, that did so well, we might as well for the other holiday. But I think we're going to get into more routines. But anyway, sorry to steal the mic from you again.
It's
but
okay.
Reaching out, how they connect with you, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're on social media all the time. We're always posting on social media. We're on Facebook. And then we have a really beautiful website with a video that you did for us showcasing what your experience is like at Coven Salon.
Yeah.
As well as, of course, we offer online booking. So you can literally wake up, it's 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. You want to book a service, you can do so whenever.
Oh my God, my hair.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm allowed to make hair jokes. I don't know if you know that or not, but
yeah.
That's my coping mechanism for being bald. But anyway, no, that's good. It's nice. And I was going to hopefully be like, you definitely got to have some type of online booking, which you do. But awesome. We'll put all of the information for all three businesses. So jumping back to the suites, do you have like a central hub?
Yeah, we have a website and we showcase the owners there. So,
so we'll put that. We'll get all that in the description.
Yeah. So if somebody's like interested in renting, there's information on that. If somebody's interested in seeing one of the service providers there, they totally can.
Okay.
Which again is something unique because does your landlord promote you? Probably not, right? So like I am technically their landlord. I still put their stuff on the website. We did a photo shoot putting their stuff on there. If they share their stuff on social media, I also share and promote and comment on all those sorts of things. And
so you're their number one fan.
Yeah.
What more could people want in a landlord? No. That's nice.
Funny.
That's awesome. That is, because it is, like you said, I will say the landlord here, not just because we're in the space.
Okay.
He does check in on us. He's tried to help us make connections with other businesses that he's connected with. It is a little refreshing.
Yeah.
I'll say landlords we've had in the past, not so much.
Right. They give you the keys and they
Don't even
pay you rent on time and see you later.
That's pretty much how it goes. But being the number one fan, that's nice. Because also kind of motivating.
Yeah. And, you know, we were talking about like offering support and stuff like that. I tell them, I can be involved as you want. You can never see me, and that's totally fine. But if you need help, if you need support, if you need marketing advice, if you just need to touch base, I'm available. I've gone out with them. I've had, you know, meetings and, you know, they share things that are not working. I share with them, here some suggestions that I have because we want people to do well there. You know, we want them to stay when they come. They're investing in their space. And so that is unique compared to, you know, other facilities where, you know, here's your keys. Good luck.
Let me know if there's an issue. That is good. And I didn't think about it from this support perspective because you've been in their shoes before.
Yep.
You've grown the business. You've started out with just as, working just like normal, and then kind of like, okay, where do I go next? So being that resource they can kind of rely on, or sounds like it's like, or not.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
It's up to them. That's awesome. And that's not like anything extra. You don't include like a
they have to tolerate me for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm usually manic and scatterbrained, but available.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. No, yeah. There's one catch.
Yes,
yeah.
it's me.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, it kind of plays into it. That's, you get the good with the bad. And, also it shows like, hey, I've been through this. Sometimes it does get a little crazy. I am, you might be running around doing different things, but there's like a system that kind of comes into play.
That's the biggest thing in all of our businesses is that I started with like just a job. I started with just doing a skill that I enjoyed doing. And then over time, my mindset shifted, my focus shifted. And, I reached a point where I was like, okay, so I'm not going to be able to be a service provider anymore. I'm doing a disservice to my team. I need to step out, and it's time to take this to the next level, and that was one of the scariest things I did, okay, so I'm not going to do hair anymore. I'm going to truly step into this management role. I'm going to take the business to the next level, and so I've been retired behind the chair for 2 years. I kind of want to share this, but I don't know if I should. But like last year we hit 7 figures. And so
nice.
that was a really big deal. Now
that's with Coven?
That's only Coven.
Snap. That's awesome. That is something you should be proud of. Yeah. I think it is like, people don't like to talk about money or revenue or whatever, profits, but it's a milestone for you, right? To kind of be like, hey, this started from, me, the path I went down, the hurdles I had to get over or run through, whatever you had to do. Yeah. And now here we are, we're putting a business that is doing 7 figures.
So my last year before we like rebranded, and what the entire operation did as a whole, my first year with the changes at the new location, implementing all these things that I knew I wanted to do to change the experience I was giving my clients, my first year doing things that way, I personally made what the entire salon did the previous year.
So there was growth. So
yes.
It was a good investment.
Yes.
No, that's what, yeah.
And so when I'm coaching my team and I'm suggesting these changes, whether it be at Coven or if somebody needs some support, at our independent facility or at the spa or whatever, I know it works because I did it.
Yeah, and you're doing it. So it's like, hey, like, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, you can fight it. You can kind of do your own thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that people have to reach out and find that support. Sometimes people just enjoy doing it on their own. But it's like, hey, I've done it. I'm doing it. Yeah. I'm having success. Yeah. So here I am as a resource.
Sometimes I feel like it's like a pyramid scheme because I'm like, do you want what I have?
Yeah.
This is what I did to get it.
Yeah. And then now,
bring your friends.
You have to open 3 salons and then pass it down to them and then tell them to open another 3 salons and then just kind of keep working down.
Yeah.
Every time I hear pyramid scheme, do you watch The Office?
Yes, of course.
So when Jim's like, Michael's like selling to them and he's like,
Charles
okay, he goes, okay, can you just write it out for me? I'm trying to understand it. And he's like, so how is this not a pyramid scheme? He's like, let me, so he's like drawing it out and he walks up and just like draws the triangle. It's like, and then Michael just like storms out. He's like,
I got most of my management experience from watching The Office. So
it should be a line on any resume. Like I've also watched every episode of The Office 4 times. Okay, so they have HR experience, right, through Toby. They know sales through Jim and Dwight, and people skills through Michael. So it's a win-win. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like if you asked any of my employees, they would probably agree with that. So
I mean, it's real. It's. I can see some realistic traits from that show. Obviously, we're not setting fires in places. Well, you did.
I did experience one fire, but I didn't set it.
You didn't set it. Yeah, it wasn't. What do you have? A pizza bagel or something?
No, it was a joint. No, that was something else. That was another episode.
No. Okay, so the one is when he's like, Dwight goes, "Fire is gonna save lives," and he lights a cigarette and throws it in the trash and then starts the fire. He's like, "What's the procedure?" That is hilarious. But the one where Ryan starts the fire with his pizza bagel,
that's right.
And there's like this back and forth between Dwight or Ryan's now Michael's favorite.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of jealousy. So Dwight goes running back. He's like, "Oh, you want your phone?" And he goes like running back into the building. Yeah, I've watched the show a lot. I promise.
Same.
Yeah. And then Michael finds out that Michael's had his phone the whole time, and now Dwight's in the building, and it's just like, oh my gosh, you can't write it better. Like,
it's so good.
It's really. But I will say, I feel like I've pulled a lot of my my jokes. That's important in a team atmosphere.
Yeah.
But management skills, HR, it works. So I can see it's important. I think every entrepreneur should go through watching that show. That's a prerequisite. Cool. All right. On to business number 3.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
The ritual spa.
Yeah. So the ritual spa was completely unexpected. It was not on my radar at all. So we did an entire build out for Coven. We let's see here. We finished in November 2021. By February 2022, we had filled our main side, and then people were still asking to work there. And so we took over like another unit, and then we filled that one. We finished in June. We filled it in July, and then people still wanted to work there. So then we started like sharing stations and kind of operating the way that we do today. So that was a lot of work, and it was very stressful. And so I said, okay, so we're going to take a pause on our projects. And so we finished in the summer. And so by the new year, I was already ready to start my next project. And honestly, I wanted to open a school or the studio suites. We went with the studio suites. So we finished this, we, do all the work to get the studio suites going. Unfortunately, during that time, like my dad had cancer. Like we knew he wasn't doing well. He got like his terminal diagnosis. So we are in the thick of a build out with the most like mentally straining project I've ever done. And my dad passes away February 1st. We still open the studio suites on time March 1st. And I'm like, okay, no, seriously, it's time for a timeout. We're not doing any more projects. And then in May of, 2024, I get asked to open the spa.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack here.
There's a lot. Yeah.
First off, sorry for your loss. That's
that.
Going through all of the craziness and then having kind of like a life-changing moment.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot to go through. Thankfully, I have not gone through that. But I can understand how that could just mentally, you're pulled in a million different directions. So did they reach out to you and they're like, hey, we want to run this spa? Because if people don't know where it is, it's in the George Washington Hotel. It's
on the bottom level.
So did they reach out to you? Did somebody say, hey, there's a spot open? You're like, hey, let me go ahead and move in.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the woman who was operating the facility, she also passed away like in February of that year.
Okay.
And so the spa had to close abruptly. All the service providers there like dispersed. And so the spa was just like closed for the time. And so I got a massage by one of the therapists who was working there.
Okay.
And she went independent, and I can't help it. It's just, who I am. She's opening a business. I live, laugh, love, business stuff. She tells me about some of her struggles, and I'm like, so you don't know this about me, but if you need any help, if you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me.
Similar mindset to the suites.
Yes.
Okay.
I do this full time. I'm really good at it. If you need any help, like, please reach out to me. So I guess I had an impact on her. And so she knew that, they wanted to reopen the spa. And so she called me and said, Stephanie, I really think that you're the one that should do it. And I want to throw your name in the hat. And I said, oh my gosh, that's so nice of you. No.
Thanks, but no thanks.
No, but if I'm being honest, then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, oh.
So up until this point, you didn't really have a lot of okay, I can see the crossover a little bit, right? The working with people, making sure they have a good experience. It's a service industry. Did you have spa experience?
I went to them.
So you had a little bit.
Yeah.
You
So
knew what you liked, and then you just had to translate that over to.
Yeah. So something about me is I'm going to do it. Right. So I kind of just of course I'll do it. Yeah. Every time we've decided, when it came to opening a salon, I had no doubts. I'm 23 years old, opening my first salon. I'm not going to fail. Yeah. When we did the studio suites, that was far more stressful because it wasn't dependent on me to be successful. It was dependent on people believing in my vision. And that was far scarier.
I can. So to kind of flesh that out a little bit. So up until that point, you were the driving factor of the success. But when you're not the ones running the business, you have to rely. So, okay, we keep going back to the suites, and we'll keep jumping around. I hope everyone's keeping up. So was there, it sounds like not so much now because you're full. When you went into okay, we're open, let's start taking business, was there an application process?
Oh yeah.
Vibe check? What
yeah.
What was the process for making sure? Because I understand that. That actually, it brings a whole different set of mindset to running a business, because it's well, okay, I'm contradicting myself, because you kind of have to do that with Coven. You want to make sure the people that are working in with doing the service, you're there, right? You're more involved in it, but you still want to make sure they check the boxes of who you're looking for, who's the good fit. Okay, I answered your own question. This is a great pot. I answer the questions for you. That's how this usually works. You just sit there, I'll answer the questions, and then you just give a thumbs up. No, but was there a process for bringing the businesses in?
Yeah. So, I started promoting it when we just had framing up, and I would let people come in and do a tour with
no
wood,
drywall,
no drywall. Dust everywhere.
Can you see it? Can you see it now?
Yeah, basically. So here is going to be the sign in this room. Close your eyes. I'll talk it into, and so, you had to. And so we just started. So I tell people this all the time. I was just talking to my girlfriend the other day, and she was talking about this business thing that she had. And so I told her the advice that I tell a lot of people is, you have to decide you are not going to fail. You have to decide that. 100%. And you have to be all in. And so when I decided to do the studio suites, and it was the scariest thing I ever did, and I literally remember every day visualizing myself, that fear was all around me, and I was just slowly walking through it because I was so scared, because I was so, out of my depth. But I was going to do it anyways. And so I would write in my manifestation journal, the suites are full, the suites are full, the suites are full. and it triggered this thing inside. Well, how are the suites going to be full? What are you going to do to make sure that they're not full?
Like
and
a
this,
level 0.
yes.
Yeah, like work down. Okay, well, to get this, I need to do this. To do this, I need to do this.
And you're going to have to let people know, and you're going to have to be very loud about it and persistent and get out there and film that you just have framing on your walls. And like, maybe somebody will see that and say, yes, that's something I want to be a part of. And that's exactly what happened. So when we opened March 1st, we had already 3 people that were ready to go.
Wonderful.
Sort of stuff. Mm-hmm.
No, that's awesome. That's very, it's a different mindset. Same, similar, but
I would
terrifying.
say when I like do stuff, my biggest downfall is that I undersell myself. And so like when we did Coven, I was like so scared because, okay, I'm going to do it a little bit bigger than what I was before. And this is a little bit out of my comfort zone. And if anything, each time I just sell myself short. Because I couldn't.
Almost like imposter syndrome.
Oh,
like,
I mean, to the umpth degree, honey. Yes, I suffer from imposter. Who am I and how did I get here? And especially with the walk I had to, arrive sort of stuff. Yes, I think it is so funny that I am in charge of 20-some people's livelihoods and they trust me with that. How did we get here sort of deal, for sure.
When you say it like that, it sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
They
feed their families. They pay their bills. They plan their lives. When we go around the room and we celebrate our successes and they say, oh, last year was my best year ever, not just from what I took home in the salon, but the life that I got to live. You're telling me that the thought I had up here about what we do is now available, like that is just
achievable. Yeah. No, it's got to be refreshing. Take all the business side away from it, but I know you. Yeah. We've connected a while back, so just knowing like who you are, like you have good intentions with everything that you do, right? And wanting to see people be successful, support, and everything like that. So just like even from the business side, take that to the side. You have 20 people that you're letting them capture their dream. So it's got to be really, really rewarding.
They come in and it happens. I tell them all, you come in and maybe your career hasn't necessarily been the experience you thought it would be. And they all come in and they're kind of in this like little shell. And I'm like, here are the things I promise you. Here's the experience I'm going to give you. Here's the support you're going to get, the nurturing, all of that. And I promise you, I'm going to give that to you. And then they all just start to like shed this shell.
That's funny.
And grow into this beautiful version of themselves. And time after time, I've watched them have that experience. And that is my favorite part.
That's got to be so refreshing.
Yes.
Like, it's awesome. One, because like you said, you get to see people kind of transform into their like who they are and how they operate and how they carry themselves, right? And then also, it all started with an idea. That's kind of like, so for the studio, that was kind of the same thing where it was like, we have this idea, we kind of want to, I don't know how it's going to go, but I want to kind of see it kind of turn into something.
Yeah.
Especially with, I'll say it from my knowledge and fact check me in the comments if you need to. For this setup that we have and how we operate, and you can come in. Do you want to do a podcast? Great. Come sit down. We'll record it for you. We'll hand you the footage right after. And if that's all you want, that's all you get. We can do all the other stuff behind it, but it's like, I don't think there's another place in Winchester that does that. And it's because at the end of the day, we just want to see people be successful in their business.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm getting all choked up because of, no, but we want to see people be successful with their marketing, with their business, right? The different things they do. And this, I'm a firm believer, is that first step because eventually you're going to want to start doing stuff on location or start doing skits or start doing these different smaller projects. But this kind of gets the door open. And then also we're trying to build out slowly but surely the support system for businesses to be able to understand the marketing side. How do I even navigate social media?
Mm-hmm.
Right? How do I post? Like what would be the best practices for posting?
Mm-hmm.
Reels is the first thing to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a company is not posting short form content
Mm-hmm.
and they're a service-based business, they're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And I will be the first one to tell anybody that,
Mm-hmm.
because they're literally, the algorithm is written to put content in front of more people that don't know who you are than people that know who you are.
Yeah.
And if you're not taking advantage of that, guilty as charged. We just started ramping up content again, and it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
So if you're following us, get ready, because you're going to see this a lot. If you're not taking advantage of it, it's something you need to do. And I'm not saying that because, hey, just so happens that we can film it for you. I'm saying it from a business perspective. It's the number one free marketing tool that you can use for your business. You guys do a very good job at it. You don't have to pump a bunch of, hey, this is how you cut hair, or this is how you do, right? But just being active, be there, give a little education if that's what you want to do, give a little entertainment if that's what you want to do, provide a little bit of value. Don't sell, right?
Yeah.
So when was the last time you guys posted a video that was like, hey, come work with us, we're sell, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like that.
Well, I mean, even when we did do that, it was when we were hiring for an esthetician. And so I do kind of give like a bland, like, hey, at Coven Salon. But in the background of the video is my cousin throwing water on my husband and doing like a wrestling move in the background, and people like drinking in chaos.
Entertainment, yes.
And so that is how I got my master esthetician at the
Perfect
spa.
But again, you don't have to. So that, again, I would categorize that under more of entertainment than sales. But I think a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm just going to sell. Yeah. I'm going to push. I'll drop some knowledge. Gary V is a really good person to follow. A lot of what I've learned has come from him. Do you know Gary V?
I don't.
He's like he's a super duper marketing. But he has this, I think he even wrote a book. I'm pretty sure it's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. The idea is like, you don't need to keep selling. Stop selling. Stop pushing the sale. Provide the value, provide the entertainment, provide the education. Let them come to you. And then when they come to you, then provide your service. Yeah. But so many people like, oh, I got to sell on social media. That, like, there's some, I'm not going to, again, not dropping names, not going to start any drama or beef. There's some people I see, I'm like, I'm scrolling right past. I know what you're saying and I don't want to see it. I'm on social media. I want to be entertained or educated or whatever. I don't want to be, work with me. And I feel like, whoa. Like,
so for me, what's like scary is when I'm at like my kids' events and then other parents will come up and they'll be like, oh, I watch your videos. I'm like, oh, which one did you watch?
No.
Which episode did you watch? Yeah. Sort of deal. Oh, okay.
It could go really good or really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. No, I think you guys do an awesome job. Yeah. Like, I think it's very, like, even when, like you said, even when you're trying to, like, work something in, you have a good way of spinning it. Where others are just like, yeah, if you're looking for me, go ahead and I can help you with that. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we'll jump back to the ritual spa a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll go way back.
Okay.
You're potentially being thrown into the ring or your name into the hat.
So they asked.
And you were like, no, I'm not doing it. Okay. What changed? Why the switch?
Well, so I did meet with them. So I said no, and then they said please.
Okay.
And I said okay. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Ego stroking, flattery will get you everywhere. So, we were just like, I talked to my husband and I said, oh, I really want to do this because I know we could do it well. And I know that we can elevate the spa experience and take the beautiful parts of Coven and refine it and, create this spa experience at the George Washington, at the Ritual Spa that is just polished, and I have to do it, And so So we open the suites in March. Early June, I'm signing the lease for our third location. I spend the entire summer, we're doing it wasn't a full build out, but we went in and we made it ours.
Put
And
your name on it.
Our signature green, of course. And it's just out of all of my babies, with my babies being like businesses and stuff, the Ritual Spa is like one of the easiest because the service providers there are just so incredible. And so, they make that whole thing incredible. But yeah, it just kind of happened. I thought, no, maybe that's too much for my plate, but I'm so grateful that
Good decision.
yeah, it was a good decision.
Good investment.
Yeah.
Well, just that'll be the reoccurring theme.
Yeah.
It sounds like you were strategic,
Mm-hmm.
but you also kind of went with like, hey, I know I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take some figuring out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take some adjusting,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So that was a really cool part though, because at Coven, in the past 2 years since I've like stepped into management and whatnot, I have spent a lot of time creating systems and structure and, how we want things to go. And it was a lot of work, doing all of that. I spent a lot of time on the computer and checking in. But when we did the spa, we said, copy, repeat, copy, paste. This works. We've already done it. We're gonna
Just tweak it a little bit.
and make it pertinent to, what's going on here, sort of deal.
I think that kind of reflects a little bit more on the vibes, the mindset, just kind of like how you run the show.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're able to take it from here and move it over there and still have success, maybe it's a working formula. You just got to take one little ingredient out and put another one in. And now I just got to figure out how to bottle that up and sell it. No. I think, you could try, but that'd be a really big bottle.
Yeah. I feel like it's mostly just mania when I just lean into
you just got to do it. Yeah. And I think it goes a long way because if you don't put the effort in, you're not going to see the success.
Yeah.
You have to put the effort in. You have to make it your own. You can't look over the fence at your neighbor and see what they're doing. Like, it's very like, hey, I have the vision. I know what I want to do. Now, don't get me wrong. Get help, right? Ask for help. Ask for guidance, kind of like what you're doing with supporting the suites. But at the same time, make it your own. Do your own. Have your own vibe, right? Walk a different path than everybody else because you'll find the people that want to work with you, right? Kind of going back to what we were saying before. There's so much work out there. There's like in every industry, there's so many people. Like we live like in the area, like we're not far from Richmond, we're not far from DC, we're not that far from Baltimore, right? Like there's work you can, and there's places in between, right? Those are just big major cities. So it's like there's people here and there's people that need stuff or want stuff or need whatever your service is. You just got to put the work in a little bit to get there.
Yeah.
And then just be true to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Oh, I would definitely say, people will come into the salon and they've asked the employees, like, is that how she really is? And they're like,
depends.
Yeah, no, she's like that full time. That's just, how she is. And it is a lot of work and it is a lot of, sacrifice. And I work 7 days a week. I am constantly doing something to manage whatever. But I love every second of it. I love every second of everything that we do. And we have had like almost a 2-year reprieve. So I don't necessarily have another project up the pipe, but stay tuned.
There's no other projects. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. There's nothing wrong with working on what you currently have. I see myself a little bit because when my daughter was born, I moved from a contractor to being a business.
Yeah.
So started the LLC, did the whole thing, like, here's who we are. That was probably like a month or so before she was born. And then a month or so, I'll say this, the grand opening of our first podcast studio before we had to move, we didn't have to, we decided to move and upgrade, was I told my wife she can't go into labor until we get the grand opening done. That was the stipulation.
Yeah.
And
did it work?
She didn't go into labor until like the 2 days after.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Like,
nice.
So actually it was probably that. It was I think it was the following week.
Okay.
Because I obviously remember both very interesting parts of my life. So from the going into labor portion of it, it was like I think it was a Friday, and we were just like, all right, we have, at that point we're going in once a week to make sure everything's good. We go in and they do their normal tests and check on everybody and make sure everybody's good. The nurse walks out, and we're sitting there like my in-laws were getting pizza that night, and we were just like, I don't want meat lovers. I'd rather have Hawaiian. I'm a big Hawaiian pizza. This is my go-to. My doctor's probably telling me to stop eating something, but no. So I was like, I think I want Hawaiian, this and that. And the nurse comes walking back in. They're like, do you know where labor and delivery is? And we're like, looks like we're not having pizza. And we went right from there to labor and delivery and spent the night. And that next day it was.
I would have ate that pizza.
Yeah, we were like, it was weird timing because like, I don't know what was going on 9 months before, but there was a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
They were very busy, like flipping rooms and getting people. So we actually had to wait a little bit before we can get settled. And then there was like that awkward, like, okay, you can't leave yet because if we have to move, then we got to move all the stuff, this and that. And I was like, all right. But I'm like, we haven't eaten dinner yet. Like, and my wife was at the point where she's like, I don't even think I need something now because if I wait too long, I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we got to do something. So I might have off the record snuck around the hospital to get to the Subway and got a couple sandwiches and brought them back. But we could have really used that pizza. The funny part is they tried something new. I don't know where they went pizza wise. They were like, it was fantastic. This was great. I was like, great. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
This meatball sub from Subway is really doing it for me right now. But no, and then I guess the week before was the studio opening where I was like, all right, let's figure this out. I think it's my version of nesting. Have another kid, start a business. Have another kid, start a business. Okay. I want to be able to hand something off to all. No.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Okay.
I don't want to start any more businesses.
Okay.
But,
you're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have enough on our plate right now as far as business-wise. Like, we have the studio, we have Hustle Productions, we have an editing service that we don't really push too much, but it's there, so if people need it. So it's like, all right, we're good. Let's grow what we have. Kind of the same thing. No extra projects.
I cannot say the same.
All right, so now
I cannot say that.
you have a project?
I have so many. I feel like I'm just getting started, sort of deal. Like,
you're just going to keep growing different businesses all over the place?
I definitely think that Coven is busting at the seams. They remind me all the time that it's getting a little cramped, and I do concur. So I would love in the next couple of years to expand
into a different, like another location, or into a bigger location. Okay. So not having two locations, but having like a super location.
Super.
How cool would it be if you took over like an office building?
I need like a warehouse.
But like, think about like, obviously I don't think this building's on the market, but think about something like this where you have like floors of different, like, oh, you're looking for Steph? Yeah, she's on the 3rd floor. Or do like tiers, like, do you want to work with the cool people? We're up here. And then like, you kind of have to like work, you have to like work up the floors. No, that's wrong. But it's funny.
I just really want an office, which I mentioned earlier. I really want an office.
Yeah.
And
somewhere you can just go in and kind of focus. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I think we had a great chat.
I think we did good. Yeah.
We didn't even cover like half the things I wanted to pick your brain on.
Yeah.
Like work-life balance. How do you juggle 3 businesses and not go crazy? So we'll definitely have to do like a part 2.
Okay.
Where we can talk more. I think this was more of like learning all the ins and outs and everything, which is nice. But no, this is very interesting. Very eye-opening. Because it's like they're different businesses, but it's the same vibe. So it's like, how do you kind of move through that? How do you navigate it? And then also, like, where did the ideas come from? So it's good. I think it was a good conversation.
I think we did good.
Thumbs up or down? Fair. I thought for sure I was like, oh no. I did steal the show a lot.
It's okay.
But I like to talk. That's
Same.
the whole point of starting the podcast.
I like attention. I like to talk.
Well,
you asked me if I wanted to do it. I said I like talking.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because like, and the goal of the show is to get people on that are entrepreneurs. And like we started, you're a 3-time entrepreneur. You're just collecting the belts. So what better way to have a conversation? It's interesting though. And I do kind of like to see the ins and outs of businesses and mindsets and how it works. And like, okay, you have 3, they're different, but kind of how do you like bring it together? Vibes are all the same. But then like the other part of it is like, how do you manage that? That's like part 2. That's what I want to get into. But this was good. I think it's nice because now we'll put it out there. We'll let people see like how the businesses, how to get in contact is the biggest thing. But then also like, why Coven? Why go to the virtual spa? Why? Well, look at the vibe. Look at who we are. Look at what we do. Definitely check out the social media. I will say it's I would say like it's some of like, I don't even get my hair done there. My wife does, but I don't obviously. So it's like, I still like, I wonder what you guys are posting. I wonder what's up. Especially because like if I see that you posted something, I'll like, all right, I got to go check it out. Yeah. Really. And then I'll like also from the videographer standpoint, I'll try to break it down of like, all right, what was the scenario here? How do we kind of get stuff to like, what was the filming? How did you get through? Like, it's a good time.
The scenario is always chaos.
It's good. Start with chaos, put a little creativity, and then hit record.
Yep.
Boom.
Every single time. I make them give me a countdown, and then I just jump into it.
So do you think of the ideas beforehand, or are you just like, all right, we need to film something. So what do we got?
I love to keep them off guard. So I might give them like, because I like
you surprise them.
Yeah, I like genuine reactions and whatnot. So I'll be like, okay, general idea. Let's get to it, sort of stuff.
Hilarious. Oh, I can only imagine the mindset of like, and I'm pretty sure you've even done this where like you're like, I have an idea, and everyone's like, an idea, panic. What idea? What now? Like somebody's like shaking, like I don't know what more to do. Yeah. But you got to keep them on their toes, That's.
I mean, one of our like biggest videos was when we were filming, when we were at the hair show, and we were just like filming like what we were gonna spend. But then I like accidentally wrecked the rental van.
So you spent a lot more than.
And then I invested like a lot more in that experience than what I was intending, and so that was just Yeah. That just happened, and
you got to roll with it and put that out there. And it doesn't have to be like perfect, right? You don't need a full camera crew and everything.
I didn't even know I was going to say that until it came out, and then it just
took off.
Yes.
Nice. Well, Steph, I really appreciate you being on the show.
Appreciate you.
We'll definitely do a part 2 of some sort. I want to kind of unfold a little bit more.
Okay, I'm really busy though, so we'll just see how it goes.
I'll have my
I'm just
people.
kidding.
I have my people reach out to your people.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll figure out something. But interesting. 3 businesses. For everybody that's looking, we are going to put them down in the description. You'll be able to find it. We'll put social media tags, the works. Okay. I'll get all that information from you at some point. But I know where most of it is.
You should have it.
Yeah,
I say that for all of them.
I know. I that's kind of like my disclosure at the end is like I'll find the stuff, but I'm like I'm pretty sure I've already been on all of the websites, so I know what they look like. I know what and but yeah, we'll put it all down there. Okay. That way everybody else can see it. Because I'm special, but first time listeners can see it. But wonderful. That's it.
Done.
You have anything you want to say? No. All right. See you guys later.